Hi, Aries. Today we are looking at April 27th, 2025. That's the new moon in Taurus. We'll look at Aries sun, moon, and rising with specific messages for each. We'll look at numerology and astrology and tarot cards. And we'll end the reading with advice for your sign. In the description box, I have links to meditations for each of these tarot cards I drew for you today. So let's start with numerology. And the number today is a master number, 22. So master number is the master builder. It represents stability, long-term vision, and manifestation. However, it also warns against overwhelm, anxiety, and self-doubt. So for Aries, this numerology heightens new financial opportunities and curiosity and learning and overthinking or stress. So here's an example. Maybe you've been offered a new job, or there's an investment, or there's a financial opportunity, but you're worried about whether you can handle it. This is the day to ground yourself. Focus on the facts and not let fear hold you back. So for astrology, we're going to look at the sun and the moon. So the new moon is all about stability and material wealth, self-worth, and fresh financial starts. So the sun and moon are in Taurus. That's your second house. That's about finances and stability and self-worth. So Taurus rules the second house of money and security and values, and the sun and moon aligning here. This is a fresh start regarding finances, career, and confidence. So for example, you may be thinking about starting a new job, making that investment, or creating a long-term financial plan. However, doubts and fears may creep in, making you second-guess yourself. Then we have Mercury. And Mercury is in Aries. That's your first house. So it's about quick thinking and broad decisions. And Mercury in Aries pushes for fast decisions and direct communications. However, with the Nine of Swords appearing, this could lead to stress or overthinking. So for example, you may receive an important message about money or career, and your first instinct is to act immediately. However, your anxiety might make you overanalyze every little detail. So here's the advice. Stay informed, but don't let fear paralyze you. And then we'll look at Venus. And Venus is in Gemini. That's your third house. That's going to be about communication and relationships and social connections. So Venus in Gemini makes conversations about money, love, and personal values more fluid, but also more mentally scattered. So for example, maybe you're debating whether to go all in on a new opportunity, but you're unsure if you're making the right call. You might even ask multiple people for advice, but too much input adds to your stress. So here's the advice. Take in information, but trust your instincts. And then we have Mars. And Mars is in Pisces, and that's your Pisces, and that's your 12th. Wow. And that's your 12th house. So that's about subconscious fears and anxiety and hidden struggles. So Mars in Pisces creates internal frustration or hidden worries and passive aggressive tendencies. This ties directly to the Nine of Swords, amplifying anxiety and fear. So for example, you might feel drained or uncertain about a decision, like you should be excited about new opportunities right here, but your inner doubts keep you awake at night right here. So here's the advice. Don't let self-doubt stop you. Take small, steady steps forward. So let's talk about these tarot cards that I pulled for you on this day. So we have, hi camera, there you are. That's the Ace of Pentacles. And like it says up here, fresh potential. I'll hold that. So, Ace of Pentacles, that's new opportunities, financial growth, and stability. This is a fresh start, particularly in money and career or investments. So, for example, maybe you receive a job offer or a raise or a new business opportunity. I see a theme here. It's a chance for growth, but only if you take it. So here's the advice. Stay open to new financial or career opportunities. They could set you up for long-term success. Then we're going to go to the Page of Swords, and it's in camera. Use. And its potential and anticipation are key. So the Page of Swords, that's about curiosity and learning and new information and mental clarity. So this suggests a need to gather information before making a decision. So for example, maybe you're considering a major purchase, a contract, or a new investment. And you're researching every little detail. It's smart to be informed, but don't let endless questioning lead to inaction. Then we have the Nine of Swords. And it says your mind is not always on your side. So the Nine of Swords, that's anxiety, overthinking, and sleepless nights. So this card represents stress and worry and worst case scenario thinking. So for example, you might be lying awake at night worrying about the future or all these opportunities that are coming in. Maybe you doubt if you're making the right financial or career choice. Or you're feeling pressure from responsibilities. So here's your advice. Ground yourself in reality. Not every fear is justified. Take things one step at a time. So here's the summary for the cards. The Ace of Pentacles, a financial or career opportunity is presenting itself. The Page of Swords, that's about research and curiosity and communication. That will help guide your decision. But the Nine of Swords is saying anxiety and overthinking could create unnecessary stress. Let's look at Aries Sun, Aries Moon, and Aries Rising. So Aries Sun, as an Aries Sun, you're ruled by Mars. You thrive on action and independence and challenge. And the new moon in Taurus lands on your second house. That's money, values, and self-worth, pushing you to create financial security and tangible results. You're shifting from impulsive action to long-term planning. So here's an example. You might decide to invest in something stable, like property or a business venture, instead of spending recklessly. If you've been relying on sheer determination, this is a wake-up call to build lasting success. So here's the message. You are learning that true power comes from consistency, not just quick wins. So Aries Moon, your emotional world, that's your inner self, that's your subconscious reactions. And with an Aries Moon, your emotions are fast and intense and instinctive. You feel first and think later. The Taurus new moon forces you to slow down emotionally and assess what truly matters to you. This might feel frustrating, but it's necessary. So for example, you could find yourself wanting instant results in a relationship or a career move, but being forced to wait. Patience isn't your strong suit, but this moment teaches you emotional endurance. So here's the key message. Slow and steady wins the race, even when it feels really uncomfortable for you. Aries Rising, that's about first impressions and the external world and personal drive. As an Aries Rising, you project confidence, energy, and leadership. With a new moon in Taurus in your second house, people see you as assertive about your financial worth and long-term stability. So here's an example. You might negotiate a higher salary, start a side hustle, or make a bold financial move. Others perceive you as someone who knows their worth and isn't afraid to demand it. So here's the key message. Don't let impatience rush your process. Your presence is already making an impact. So Aries, I'm going to give you some takeaways. Opportunities are appearing. Don't ignore them out of fear. Take time to research, but don't let endless questioning paralyze you. Address stress and anxiety. Get enough rest. Meditate, and maybe even journal your thoughts. Watch out for impulsive decisions fueled by worry. Calm your mind before acting. Trust your instincts, but balance them with logic. And here's the advice for the day for you, Aries. This new moon offers a fresh financial start, but it also brings mental tension. Don't let stress or self-doubt hold you back. You have what it takes to succeed. Trust yourself. Do your research and take steady steps forward. Thank you, Aries. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in another reading.